Hello students, good morning all of you. Today our topic is food poisoning. Previous class you have learnt about some common diseases caused by microorganisms, human and plants, and today our topic is food poisoning. Food is very important in our daily life. We eat different kinds of foods in our daily life. So food provides energy to our body and bodybuilding and repair tissues, and food provide energy to do work. So we eat different kinds of foods. So poisoning. Sometimes food convert the poison. How? Some microorganisms convert the poison. So let's talk about food poisoning. Okay. Bozo was invited by his friends to a party and he ate a variety of foodstuffs. Bozo was invited by his friends to party and he ate a variety types of foodstuffs. On reaching home, he started vomiting and he had taken to a hospital. He reached home, he started vomiting and he had to be taken to a hospital. Okay, the doctor said that his condition could be due to a food poisoning. Doctor said that is this condition could be due to a food poisoning. So how food can become a poison? This is the very important question. How foods can become a poison? When germs that cause food poisoning get into your system, they can release toxins. These toxins are poisons. The reason for the name food poisoning and can cause diarrhea and vomitings. So what is the definition of when germs that cause food poisoning get into our system, they can release toxins. Okay, these toxins are poisons. Some microorganisms release the toxins. Okay, that is called the poisons. The reason for this name food poisoning and can cause diarrhea and vomitings. We eat such types of foods, we cause diarrhea and vomitings. Okay, food poisoning could be due to the consumption of food spoiled by some microorganisms. Some microorganisms spoil the food, and microorganisms that grow on our food sometimes produce toxic substance. These microorganisms grow on our fruit, okay, and produce and release the some toxic substance. This makes the food poisonous, causing seriously illness and even death. That type of foods when we eat, sometimes we causes serious diseases and sometimes even death also. Okay, so it is a very important that we preserve food to prevent it from being spoiled. So we don't eat that type of spoiled foods. Okay. Okay, children, I understand food poisoning. So, food preservation mean in chapter 1 we have learnt about methods used to preserve and store grains. Already chapter 1 we discuss about preserve and store the food grains. Okay, harvesting and storage and use the plastic acids and we use some medicines. Okay, and how do we preserve cooked food at home? This is a very important question. Some ways to preserve food at home. What are the minimal processing, cool and room temperature storage, and drying, and fridging, and fridge drying, and fermentation, and preserving in salt and sugar, and vinegar picklings, and we use some different oils in our food. These are the preserved cooked foods at home. Okay, you know that bread left unused under most condition, it is attacked by fungus. Already we discussed that activity. Okay, some spoiled bread attack the some fungus. green color path. Microorganisms spoil our foods. Some microorganisms spoil our foods. Spoiled foods imitate bad smell and has a bad taste and change to color. So spoiled foods release the bad smell and bad taste and change the color also. So a chemical, this is the one of the example. Spoiled food is the one of the chemical reaction. Okay, spoiled food one of the example of the chemical reaction. पहले बहुत some mangoes, but she could not eat them for a few days. Later she found that they were spoiled and rotten. पहले बहुत some mangoes, she could not eat them for a few days. Later she found that they are spoiled. The mangoes are spoiled and rotten. But she know that the mangoes pickles where grandmother makes does not spoil for a long time. But mango pickles does not spoil for a long time. She is confused. पहले was confused. Why? Let us study the common methods to preserving food in our homes. We have to save it from the attack of microorganisms. Let's start. We discuss some chemically methods of the preserving food. First, chemically methods. Salt and edible oils are the common chemicals generally used to check the growth of microorganisms. Salt and edible oils. This is the two are common chemical generally used to check the growth of microorganisms. Okay, and therefore they are called the preservatives. These are called the preservatives. Commonly we use the salt and the edible oils are the chemical generally used to check the growth of microorganisms. These are called the preservatives. We add salt or acids, preservatives to pickles to prevent the attack of microorganisms. We use some oils and salts in pickles. These are the prevents the attack of microorganisms. They are the oil and salt. They are the protect the pickles and some food items. Sodium benzonates and sodium metabisulfates are common preservatives. Sodium benzonate and sodium metabolite, these are the common preservatives. These are also used in jams. Some kids or children use the gems chocolates and jellies, and they are mix the some sodium benzonate and sodium metabisulfates. Okay, and preservation by common salts. We use the salts which common salts has been used to preserve meat and fish for ages. Meat and fish are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. We use the salt preserve the meat and fish for ages. Meat and fish are covered with the dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. And sometimes we eat the sea fishes. Okay, they are used the common salts. Okay, children, salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes and tamarinds, etc. Okay, sometimes we use the amla and raw mangoes and tamarinds, etc. We use the common salts. This is the first. The common salt is the one of the preservation by food and preservation by sugar. And jams and jellies are preserved by sugar, and we eat, some children eat the jams and jellies. Okay, we use the sugar preserve the jams and jellies, and sugar reduce the moisture content which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil food. Sugar reduce the moisture contents which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoiled food. Okay, we use common salt and we use sugar. Okay, and preservation by oil and vinegar. We make some pickles, and that's time we use the salt and oils. So salt and oils is the preservation by food. And use of oils and vinegar prevents spoilage of pickles because bacteria cannot live in such as an environment. Vegetables, fruits and fish and meat are often preserved by these methods. Okay, we use some spoilage of pickles because bacteria cannot live in the such as environments, and vegetable pickles, and we make different types of pickles. That's some we use the vinegar, salt or oils. Okay, and heat and cold temperature. You must have observed your mother boiling milk before it is storage or used. Boiling kills many microorganisms. Boiling kills many microorganisms. And similarly, we keep your foods in the refrigerator. And sometimes we keep the food in refrigerator, mean fridge. Okay. Low temperature inhibits the growth of microorganisms. High temperature and a low temperature, these are the inhibits the growth of microorganisms. So why does the milk that comes in packets not spoil? The answer is, this is the very important question. The milk sold in packets do not get spoiled because it is pasteurized milk. Pasteurized is the process in which milk is heated at the extreme temperature and then suddenly cooled. Okay, that is the example of the pasteurized, that is called the pasteurized. Okay, pasteurized milk can be consumed without boiling as it is free from harmful microbes. The milk is heated to about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and the suddenly chilled and stored. That milk suddenly chilled and stored. By doing so, it prevents the growth of microorganisms. This process was discovered by the Louis Pasteur. Already we discussed about that. It is called the pasteurization. Pasteurization means the milk sold in packets do not get spoiled because it is pasteurized milk. Pasteurized is the process in which milk is heated at extreme temperature and then suddenly cooled. That is called the definition of pasteurization. Okay, children. Storage and packing. And these days, dry fruits and even vegetables are sold in airtight packets to prevent the attack of microbes. And nowadays, we use the dry fruits and some vegetables are sold in the sealed or airtight packets. Okay, these are packets to prevent the attack of microorganisms. Okay, children, I understand these are the some common food preservations. Okay, next class we discuss nitrogen fixations. Okay, thank you all of you.